This man was so tall, he grew to 9 feet and couldn't stop growing. This is Robert Wadlow, and he's not the only person we gotta talk about. Like this guy who has hands so big, they make everything else look tiny. This girl who cries crystals. Or the 21-inch tall man who's even shorter than Joe Tiomkin. And those are just a few of the 12 unbelievable people I gotta show you. And first, there's an entire family with 12 fingers and 12 toes. See, the De Silvas were born with a genetic condition called polydactyly, something which occurs in only 1 in 1,000 births, making them one of the rarest families the world has ever seen. Because out of the 26 De Silvas, 14 of them were born with extra digits. Yeah, but beyond just being able to count to 12, they've also mastered a whole bunch of skills, like the guitar, piano, and let's not forget their secret weapon, football. Because my boy Joao really beat the system and became a goalkeeper. Damn, now that's a family's cheat code. But they aren't the only ones with a rare genetic code. Meet the Gomez family, aka the hairiest family on Earth. You see, for 5 generations, they've lived with a rare condition called
hypertrichosis. In layman's terms, werewolf syndrome.
But unlike the other 17 family members, brothers Larry and Danny have been the most affected, with hair covering nearly every square inch of their bodies. Yeah, their grooming routine might take longer than most, but it hasn't stopped them from living a normal life. I mean, what can't they do? They're trapeze artists, jugglers, acrobats, hell, they can even fly! Man, these dudes are built different. But this guy's taking being different a stretch too far. See, Gary Turner was born with an extremely rare form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This not only means he's got flexible skin and joints, but the dude's hypermobility lets him stretch his skin to a record-breaking 5.6 inches anywhere on his body. Yeah, Gary's skin got him a record, but more than a record, it's given him a career. Because ever since he was a teen, he's been flexing his hypermobility and performing all over the world. And let's just say, he's been stretching his talents all the way to the bank. I mean, what do you expect when he can do this and this? And to top it all off, the guy always has a pair of sunglasses wherever he goes. What the? That's actually pretty cool. But he's not the only one blocking out the haters, because this woman's eyelashes are 10 times longer than the average person. And in case you couldn't tell, they're completely natural. Yeah, this is Yujin Shah. And ever since she noticed her eyelashes growing out back in 2015, they haven't stopped. No joke, it's gotten to the point where she can literally wrap them around her ears or let them hang all the way down to her chin. And if that wasn't eye-catching enough, those whiskers even caught the attention of Guinness World Records, who measured them at an unbelievable 4.88 inches. Jesus, makes you wonder how much she spent on mascara. But Yu isn't the only one living large, because this kid's feet are so big, he can only wear shoes that are custom made. This is Jason Rodriguez Hernandez, and when he was 12 years old, he was diagnosed with a rare condition called acromegaly, a disease that causes excessive growth of bones and tissues, especially in the hands and feet. And it got so bad that by age 14, his feet had already outgrown standard shoe sizes, leaving him no choice but to go barefoot for a while. Fast forward to adulthood, and Hason's feet grew nearly 16 inches. That's a size 26! I mean, the legendary Shaq only wears size 22! But while Hason towers over most people at 7'3", with shoes that look like that, he doesn't even come close to Robert Wadlow, because this dude's feet were nearly twice as big. And he's not the only one with oversized appendages, because this is Jeff Dabe, and his hands are so big, he makes regular-sized objects look like kids' toys.
My wife's little milk.
And we'll get to all of that and much more. But first, down in Angola, there's a dude who's taking just one bite to a whole new level. I'm talking about the man with the biggest mouth in the world, Francisco Domingo Joaquim. You see, what started out as a fun party trick to entertain locals in his hometown eventually led him to going viral and catching the attention of talent scouts. I mean, it's not every day you get to meet someone who can turn their mouth into a freaking portable storage unit. And that's no exaggeration, because this guy can literally fit soda cans, coffee mugs, and even full-on bottles all in his mouth. What the? I've never seen anything like that. And, I've never seen this before either, because Paul Carrison's skin literally turned blue. You see, up until his late 40s, Paul was just a regular dude with regular skin. Things only started to change when he began taking colloidal silver as a home remedy to treat various health issues. Yeah, Paul believed that drinking it would help soothe his skin, but after consuming it on and off for 14 years, it ended up causing something far worse than a skin condition. Because by his 50s, this was Paul. Yeah, as far as midlife crises go, this this one really had him feeling blue in the face, and his attempt to solve some minor dermatitis seriously backfired. I mean, his whole face and neck turned a dark purpley blue, completely altering his appearance to something unrecognizable. And even though he kept to himself for a while, it didn't take long for the public to catch on, because before he knew it, he was appearing on Oprah and became known as the real-life Papa Smurf. While the extreme skin discoloration didn't affect his health, Harrison eventually ended up battling other unrelated illnesses, which sadly led to his death at just 62. Damn. Oh, that's just sad. But, this guy's just big. Because Jeff Dabe's supersized limbs are seriously out of hand. You see, Jeff was born with a mysterious condition that caused his hands and arms to be extremely oversized. And despite seeing multiple doctors and undergoing countless tests, no one could ever fully explain his condition. And giganticism was ruled out as the cause. But calling this dude's hands gigantic would be a massive understatement. Because now at 62 years old, Dabe's left fist measures over 17 inches around, with a ring finger that's 5 inches in circumference and freaking 19-inch forearms. Holy crap! Dude makes full-size basketballs look like they're 3 sizes too small, and other people's fists look like this. And believe me, he doesn't let his superpower go to waste, because in the world of arm wrestling, Dave's been given the ultimate upper hand, which helped him claim the World Championship back in 2021. Yeah, Jeff makes light work of the competition, and pretty much anything else he can get his hands on.
Here's my wife's little milk.
The only thing Jeff can't do is find gloves that fit. You hate to see it. But what you love to see is Zion Clark, because this guy's going through life on max difficulty and making it look easy. See, Zion was born without legs due to a rare condition called caudal regression syndrome, a birth defect that affects only 1 in 100,000 babies. So unlike other kids, learning to walk was never an option, and things only got tougher when he entered the foster care system. Yeah, luck was never on his side, but despite everything he had stacked against him, Zion completely flipped the script. And it all started when he took up wrestling in elementary, because by the end of high school, he had earned 2 championship titles. But wrestling was just one piece of the puzzle, because this dude right here is a 3-time Guinness World Record holder. Yeah, one for the fastest 20 meters on hands, another for the highest box jump, and let's not forget about his 248 diamond push-ups in 3 minutes. Damn!
2, 1, and...
But at age 25, Zion really took things to the next level when he made his mixed martial arts debut and won by unanimous decision. God damn! This man Zion served up a knuckle sandwich. But this girl's serving up something even better, because she literally cries crystals. This is 12-year-old Hasna Muslimani, and she has an unexplainable condition that makes her tears something other than just water. Yeah, she sheds 7 to 8 pieces of glass every day.
While doctors search for a medical explanation, people continue to visit the 12-year-old every day to take home the glass they believe is sacred.
I mean, if that's not a miracle, then I don't know what is. Because those things are sharp, like you can actually cut something with them. You know, now that I think of it, maybe if she puts enough of them together, she could start turning a profit. But some people stay turning heads. See, Chandra Bahadudangi stood at just 21.5 inches tall and weighed 32 pounds. And normally a person that short would have a hard time getting through day-to-day life. But Chandra was different, because his shortcomings changed everything. Yeah, his height, or lack of it, turned him into a global sensation and gave him the chance to travel the world, something he had never experienced before. And here's the craziest part. He was a full 3 inches shorter than Jyoti Amgen, the shortest person in the world. But put Chandra next to Sultan Kosen, and he really has someone to look up to, because he's the tallest man alive, standing at 8'3". Damn. Now that dude's a legend. But speaking of legends, we gotta talk about the tallest man in recorded history, Robert Wadlow, an 8'11", 430-pound giant who was so tall, even Sultan would have come up short. See, when Robert was just a kid, he quickly realized he was different from everybody else. Because while most of his grade school buddies were under 4 feet tall, Robert stood out. By that time, he was already bigger than all the other kids, clocking in at 5'10" by the age of 7. And when he turned 10, he was a whopping 6'5". A full 6 inches taller than his 40-year-old man. Jesus! But after his 12th birthday, he finally learned why. Because that's when doctors discovered he had an overactive pituitary gland. This was the reason behind his crazy growth spurts, which at the time couldn't be treated. All this meant that for the rest of his teenage years, he would continue to grow. And by 13, yes, 13 years old, he stood at 7'4". Roe was a literal giant in his first year of being a teen. And by the time he graduated college, everyone wanted a piece of him. So he started making public appearances, touring all across the country, and even joined the circus. Seriously, the dude was a hit. But being so tall isn't always what it's cracked up to be, because throughout his life, he had to have most of his clothes and shoes custom made. I mean, before him, a size 37 AA shoe was pretty much unheard of. And with all that constant growth came even more challenges. His biggest being his ankle brace. Yeah, Robert had become so tall, his legs and ankles could no longer support his weight. And that brace he wore didn't fit properly, which led to an infection. And in 1940, just 11 days later, he died as a result. Robert was only 22 years old at the time.